This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Preach it, Big O. I mean, I knew when he left 5 minutes, no way Buffalo wasn't going to move down for a TD and kill the clock. It's been happening for 22 years now. Yeah, but they would have less time on the clock if the opposing coach would run the ball. Because, by the way, besides the 2 touchdowns that Tua should have thrown, besides the extra point that you should have had on the field, if you go for those third and shorts, I guarantee you would have kept a couple of drives alive, and they might have led to more points. What a concept, which would have wasted more time on the clock, which then Buffalo has less time to come back on you. But that's all right. McDaniel knows exactly what he's doing. Young coach. Really, really dumb the last 2 weeks for the young coach. I hope he figures it out because he has shown me some really. Oh man, I got to tell you, it's just. Do you want an interesting coincidence now? You guys want an interesting coincidence here? So McDaniel was running the hell out of the ball. He had a chance to extend drives. He had a chance to actually call a smarter play, which was running over passing, because he can tell you that they were maybe looking for it, but seems to me they were ready for the pass because they were right all over their receivers. So they were ready more for the pass than they were for the run because they kind of knew what you were going to do. So it called for a run. He comes from a run-based offense, right? That's the heart and soul of his offense has to do with running, which he failed to do. So Sean Stanley, let's bring you up now. Please come up and help me here on this show one more time. Let's bring up the one and only Sean Stanley, who masters this entire platform every single day. So you would agree with me, as Shanahan comes from a run-based offense, correct? And he chose not to run in certain situations on Saturday night on third and short, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So he coached under a guy named Kyle Shanahan, correct?
That is correct.
Was Kyle Shanahan the offensive coordinator when they lost their 25-point lead in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
What should they have done that day that they refused to do?
Run the ball.
Oh. Wow. Habitual. Ignorance. Interesting. You lead by 25. You keep passing the ball and not stopping the clock. You keep giving the ball back to the Patriots so they keep scoring, but you keep passing and not running out the clock, and they come back and beat you. Saturday night, you had 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. You're gouging them for 7 yards a carry. And yet, your knuckleheaded approach was to keep passing. Interesting dynamic. Interesting defect. Interesting all around and disturbing. What can I tell you? And then 2 weeks ago, you have San Fran muddling the middle of the field. So you figure, well, okay, the Chargers are going to see this. They're going to do the same. And you didn't have a counter for it. This week, you had the counter. Every time you went wide and low and short, you sucked up the linebackers. You ran the ball. You sucked up the linebackers. You opened up the middle, which then Waddle goes for the touchdown, which Braylon Sanders is open. If the moron just continues, it's the same play against the Bills earlier in the season. But that's because you were running. That's because you were playing, short, but playing the edges too. Just saying. Just wanted to mention it to you. because it's something that, I just want you to know what's going on. You know, you guys probably are listening and watching the wrong people, and they don't really watch the games actually themselves and what's going on. And really, so a lot of you are probably repeating a lot of stuff that really has nothing to do with what really is going on with the team. Mike McDaniel is young and needs to figure things out. Okay. He's costing his team victories. He's awesome. He's smart. He's innovative. He gets today's offenses. I totally understand that. He knows how to maximize the quarterback position, but he outthinks himself. And sometimes you got to go kiss and just keep it simple, stupid. Just run the ball. You're gouging them. Just keep running the ball. Running is your friend. Running loosens that defense up. Running sucks in the linebackers. Running makes Tua more dangerous. So, Mike McDaniel, you got to sharpen what you're doing out there the last couple of weeks. Very disappointing, my man. Very disappointing. I bet you nobody thought about the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl with Saturday night and that comparison and the level of ignorance that was shown by McDaniel and Shanahan. Same kind of ignorance. Same kind of ignorance brought you a loss.
This is the Big O Show. This is the